Now, in its 11th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey everybody, this is Alex, and this is the Ramble. It's coming to you right from New York City. Hey, Lori Thompson once again. Boy, it must be Wednesday, it must be Lori.
That's right.
Yeah.
If Tuesday, it must be Belgium.
We
But
usually
Wednesday-
run you on Wednesday, and then we
that's
mix
good.
a bunch of people up on Thursday, and then Friday we got Bubbles,
Oh, okay.
who
yeah.
still doesn't have a high-speed internet.
He doesn't. I thought he got it.
He got it. He got rid of it.
Oh my goodness.
He didn't like it. And
Whoa,
I asked
too
him.
fast.
I asked him yesterday, because that's when I talked to him last. Why did you get rid of it? And he said, I was watching YouTube too much.
Oh, so he did it as a discipline, a self-discipline.
Yeah, he said, I found myself constantly looking at YouTube, and I figured this is not good for me. So he had a month that he could try it, and at the end of the month, he told him, I don't want it anymore.
Well, see, now I understand, and I can kind of appreciate that. A person who seizes the bull by the horns and says, my life is not going to be this.
Yeah, well-
So, I mean, I think it would be...
I think it's Bubbles trying to live up to his reputation.
of being a Luddite.
Yeah. And so we never were able to do a Zoom with him. I think he didn't want to do a Zoom. He feels he's too ugly these days
Oh, please.
to be seen on Zoom. And I tell him, let me get this straight. You don't want to be on video, but you'll go up in front of an audience and do your act?
I know, isn't that funny? Yeah, well, people have different kind of, I don't want to call them phobias, but different things they're very comfortable with. And then similar things, you think if he can talk to a crowd of, 10,000, he could talk on the internet, but not always the way.
It looks like, my face looks like it's a caramel that's melting.
You're like the guy in the Liberty insurance commercial.
I look at myself occasionally on video and go, why am I putting my face anywhere right now?
Oh, stop.
Yeah.
Stop. The thing is, the way to see if you age, just look at a bunch of pictures in order, because you're like, when did I become this?
Well, I often had a story.
Yeah.
There was an actor, and his name was, it was on the Addams Family. Played Uncle Fester.
Jackie Coogan.
Jackie Coogan. Jackie Coogan started his career with Charlie Chaplin playing the kid in the movie The Kid.
Mm-hmm.
And he was considered the most adorable kid in America. And he was. You look at him, he's just adorable.
Mm-hmm. You want to pinch his cheek.
Okay. Now you moved 40 years ahead. Okay. And he's on the Addams Family as Uncle Fester. You remember what Uncle Fester looked like? That wasn't makeup. He was bald. He looked just like that. Okay. And I often wondered, what morning did, Jackie Coogan wake up from being the cutest kid in America, look in the mirror and say, what the fuck happened to me?
Yeah, but
and occasionally I look and I do the same thing. What the fuck happened to me?
Yeah, it's so gradual. I mean, sometimes there's like an accident, or an event that will trigger, a big change in your appearance or your persona or something.
Right.
But usually it's so gradual you don't notice it.
I don't look that bad, do I? I mean, have I aged badly? Have I aged badly?
No, you look the same to me as when we were working together.
Really? No, not that. Look at this. Look at this thing. That thing. The turf.
Oh, the neck thing. Nora Ephron wrote a book called "I Hate My Neck," and you get this because there's no way you can disguise it. Turtlenecks don't do it. It's just I know I can play a banjo song on my neck.
Really? No, it's not that. Here, let me see. Let's see. It's not that. No. What you've got
it's not.
is you've
See,
got the thing with here. You
Yeah.
have a double kind of thing going here.
Yeah, well, and when I was young, I had my sister called it the Jim Morrison neck. There was that one picture that he took at the top of his looks, and he had that big neck, and that I didn't mind. But that was someone said, who was it? Ray Manzarek of the Doors said Jim Morrison was that good looking for about 5 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, that iconic photo. He was a boozer, man. It packs the weight on.
It packs the weight on, and it does stuff to your face that you can't believe.
Oh, and you know what? What else does? I've interviewed more than one plastic surgeon. Smoking.
Smoking. Yeah. I've been told that by plastic surgeons. Yeah, that smoking is really bad for your looks.
Because it cuts the circulation to your face by 80%.
Yeah, but I mean, alcohol. Although I had a friend of mine who was, who died of alcoholism. He died from cirrhosis of the liver, and he didn't look too bad. I quite frankly, I never pegged him as the alcoholic he was.
Me either. I didn't know him obviously as well as you. I didn't know him nearly as well as you. I knew him on occasion, and I never would have pegged him. I even went out where we had drinks, and he didn't.
Listen,
he had like one margarita.
I was with him. We traveled across the United States together.
Oh, wow.
I'm not saying who it is because I don't want to embarrass him. He's dead, but I don't want to embarrass him. But we drove across the country together. And I remember we stopped at a Costco in Wyoming somewhere. I can't tell you where because every Costco in America looks the same. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you want the cheese? You know exactly where to go for the cheese in any Costco. Although the difference in some Costcos is in California, they can sell liquor in the Costco.
Yeah.
Where in New York, they can't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funky.
Yeah.
The hooch laws.
So anyway, we stopped at this Costco, and he comes out of it with 2 gallons of vodka.
Oh, my. That might have been an indicator.
But I didn't pick up on it. I thought he just wanted a little, maybe it was cheaper in Wyoming. He wanted to take it home with him.
Yeah, the handles are cheaper in Wyoming.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting affliction, I guess, alcoholism.
Well, I've decided though, as I've gotten older, I'm towards the end of my life. One of these days, you're going to get the word, "Hey, Bennett's dead," or
I know. I dread that day.
Yeah. Well, no one dreads it more than I do. Okay, so
maybe I'll go before you. I'll do you a solid.
But anyway, well, I mean, like my friend Shecky. Oh, we were talking about Shecky. He died. He was 67. He told me he just put me in his will for an amazing amount of money. Mm-hmm. And I said to him, the first thing I said to him was, "That's very nice, Shecky, but, I'm not going to outlive you, okay? Because you're 67 and I'm 84, 83 at the time." And I said, "I'm not, no way I'm going to outlive you, but it's very nice that you thought of me."
Yeah.
And that was all. That's all I thought about it. 2 months later, he was dead.
Yeah. Now,
so you don't know. You don't know.
Is it a slow hospitalized death with cirrhosis?
No, he actually started passing out, and one day they found him passed out in his house, and they rushed him, took him to the hospital, and he never left the hospital.
Yeah. Because I have known of people, and I never got the details on what exactly cirrhosis will do.
Well, it's the one disease, if you've got it, folks, so your doctor says you've got cirrhosis of the liver, if you just stop drinking, it's going to stop progressing.
Yes, and take milk thistle. Milk thistle can help.
Well,
generate
forget about
liver.
the medical advice. You know, the fact is that if you just stop drinking,
Yeah,
you'll stop getting cirrhosis. It won't get any worse. It won't get better. It doesn't fix itself. But you know, you can live with what you got. You know, your liver. You can lose a lot of your liver, and you're still in good shape. I mean, people
Yeah.
donate a liver to somebody, but they don't give the whole liver. They just chop off. It's like kind of like at the meat market where you say, "Give me just a pound of liver," so he cuts it off. You know,
Yeah.
But you can live with half a liver, for instance, and they take that half a liver and they give it to somebody else.
and they regenerate because yeah,
I don't know how if it regenerates to full size or whatever, but it saves your life. You know.
yeah.
But if you're an alcoholic, they're kind of reticent to give you a liver, okay? Because
I know
because they
David
fi-
Crosby. Remember, he was on that list for so long because of his checkered substance abuse history.
right.
Mhm.
But I don't think he died of any of those things. But he did stop all the bad stuff he was doing. You know.
And he did get the liver too. I think, didn't he?
Was it a liver that he got? I guess.
I believe. I'd be surprised if it wasn't.
But anyway, you know, I just, you know, so you never know, you know, who's going to go before you. And,
Yeah.
and constantly I hear about people I knew, like, you know, comedians who will go, for instance.
Yeah. And there have been a few.
and
Some when they were-
I'll go, how come I outlive them? You know, they
Yeah.
were supposed to outlive me.
it's the luck of the draw. Yep.
Well,
Roll of the
who
dice.
knows? I mean, but anyway, I'm old enough that you may get that call,
Yeah.
or you may
and
not.
you know,
I could probably go. My mother went to 100. I could probably go to 100.
oh, you
But
will. Yeah.
with the way I feel right now, I don't want to go to 100.
I know. It's like, can we cast our vote? Nix on 100.
Well, you
Yeah.
know, I'm having trouble walking. you
I know, and that's a drag. I mean, I'm having trouble or the reason I'm getting this MRI,
Oh yeah,
is
you're getting. We were gonna say she's getting an MR. What for?
or see, because I have had more concussions than anybody who's never played in the NFL. I mean, I just
thought it was that you were dumb.
not concussive, just stupid.
Yeah.
But no, I've really done a lot of damage to my noggin, which in effect, you know, it affects everything else.
Mhm.
So at least I'll just have some questions answered, and we can fix what's going on. Because it's just.
Are you feeling the results of the concussions? I mean, are
Oh
you
yeah, oh yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Like, and how's it manifesting itself?
It manifests itself in questions of balance, and also.
Well, I've got
just-
balance problems.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's the reason. The reason I'm getting that because I have fainting problems. We figured out that was the sodium, the low sodium. But I'm just going to get this because I've never, except for the time I was in that car wreck in
Mhm.
'94, I've never had one, and I've had a lot of concussions. So
Well, it still could be that none of them took effect on you.
I
you
hope. I
you
hope
know.
that's what I'm hoping.
I mean, and they probably are. They're doing an MRI. I guess they have to look at your brain, right?
Yeah,
I
which
can't.
is mainly
I can't do an MRI.
because you're claustro.
Oh
Claustrophobic.
God. Yeah.
They ask you that when you're booking it.
Yeah.
Booking it like a flight. No, they ask you when you schedule the MRI.
Oh, I have deadly. You know, I mean, it's like if you put me in there, I'd be screaming and yelling.
Wow, because see, I have claustrophobia with low ceilings,
Yeah.
but no,
That
place
doesn't bother
like
me.
it's not.
You know, I mean, there are things that haven't bothered me. Bring up Shecky again. We went across the United States. We went to these caves, Mammoth Caves, I think.
that's my area of the country. Those are in Missouri, I believe.
No,
and then they
no,
have
no.
Merrimack Tavern
Then
as well.
maybe it wasn't Mammoth, but it was here on the East Coast.
Oh, okay.
Giant underground cave, one of the largest in America, I think.
Wow.
And so we what the hell? Let's take the tour. So we took the tour, and we went through areas that were very low and closed in and stuff like that. Yeah, I not really closed in because it went up to my neck, but I could see either way this way, and I was fine. I was
that's
fine,
good.
and I got through it okay. Mainly because also because I was with a lot of other people. But you put me in this little tube, you know. I mean, our friend Chuck Farnham had to have an MRI, and they had to send him. He's so fat. They had to send him someplace where I don't know. They do MRIs on elephants, you know. But anyway,
Bring out the pachyderm model.
yeah, if they had to do an MRI on me, I hear they have open MRIs, and I think I could probably do that. And I'm okay with what are they called, C scans, you know.
CAT scans?
CAT scans, yeah. Yeah. So, you know, those are fine. I don't have a problem with those.
Well, I just want to get some kind of bill of health or bill of, problems we can treat so they won't be so painful. And because once
So you have pain too?
Oh gosh, man, I have pain in my back. It's actually in my legs and my back. And it's like caused by
Mother dear, you're growing older.
Oh, I know, and I hate even talking about it because I used to say, can older people talk about something other than their ailments and procedures?
Absolutely not. There's nothing else to talk about.
Well, that's it. Because I'm not healthy, but yet I go and I get these. I have low blood pressure, and I have all these tests they take on me, and I'm in like robust health. And it's like, well, that doesn't help me when I have to, wince when I walk to the mailbox.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I want.
So you're having a CAT scan to look and see if you had any damage from all these concussions.
Right.
Okay.
And I sprained my ankle too, and then we went to Europe, and I probably should not. It was dumb. It was very dumb to walk on that ankle all over Europe, but it, I think, aggravated whatever is causing me the back problem, because then your body compensates, and I want it fixed. I want it fixed. So
yeah.
I'm your demand.
Well, we're going to Paris, and I've got this walking problem, and she's ordered me up a wheelchair at the airports.
I have taken one at the airport once when I twisted my ankle.
What is is it electric or what?
No, they have assigned you a wheelchair pusher, and it's kind of great in some ways because you avoid a lot of the lines.
That's why. Well, yeah. I'm on TSA pre-check.
I am too.
But Marjorie hasn't gotten hers yet.
Well, if you got to mention it on your ticket when you book your ticket, or it's no good.
I know it's on my ticket now, but she hasn't gotten hers yet.
Huh.
Yeah.
And I wonder if you can expedite
They
that.
said they're still checking it.
You don't know about her past.
Well,
as a courier.
She has some things in her past, but nothing that should stop them from giving her a pre-check,
Right, yeah. And it's a lot of people are getting wise to it because it does say
let me put it this way, TSA. She's 80 years old. I hardly think she's a danger to America. Okay.
It's like I'm a retired woman. What do you think I'm going to do? Suddenly get a terrorist bench?
And then I got the TSA pre-check, but they said now if you're in another country and you want to come here, you have to have another thing too.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's bureaucracy making more jobs.
Jeez.
That's what it is.
All I want is to be able to flow through these things. I mean, I can get through anything TSA, but if I'm coming back from another country, I still have to go through all that mishigas.
It's nonsense, because...
But I'll be in a wheelchair, and I'll have my cane, and I'll be yelling like an old man, let me through!
That's right. Damn it. Move it. I want to go to McDonald's before they close.
Yeah. I want to get on this airplane.
Where's my snacks?
Yeah.
But, and I had a legitimate reason for getting the wheelchair. But part of me, the troubleshooting part thought, this is pretty handy. This kind of cuts that time between flights, connecting flights.
You know, they've ordered one up for me here, and then one once we get to Paris,
Yeah.
and we're getting picked up by somebody. They got the car arranged and everything.
Yeah.
know.
And hired cars are worth the price.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah.
Hey,
'Cause
listen,
you
we've
can-
got all this money. We don't care how much we spend.
exactly. And that is such a cool.
Like Marjorie was ordering up. She says we've got to get this cruise for the spring. I said, oh, okay, fine. What do you got? She says, do you want a big room or a small room? I said, get a
Big.
big room. I said, I don't want to be stuck on a boat in a small room, right? In
That's
fact,
key.
give me the captain's room and kick him out. Okay.
Yeah. We'll get
So
two
anyway,
honeymoon
I said,
suites.
get a big room. We'll go
Yeah.
down. What river do you want to go down? I said, I don't care, just as long as it's a river.
Yeah.
Okay.
Danube's good.
I said, Danube, I've heard is pretty good, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
You know, but I want that cruise because all I have to do is if I want to get off the boat and go see these towns a little bit, I can hobble around. You know.
That's it. Yeah. Just
but
don't
if it's too much walking, then I'll just stay on the boat, and you know.
yeah. Yeah. Just that's why they get you with these excursions, but they all are like 5 hours and many of them involve a lot of walking when you can just do that yourself.
Well, I'll just explore the city myself at my own pace. You know.
Yeah, that's what I did in Portofino. Ricky went around and looked at things, and I just chilled and just I had been there before, so I walked around to see what I remembered, and that's the way to go.
She's the inveterate traveler, folks, because her husband loves to travel, just
Yes, he
loves
does.
to travel.
Uh-huh. I know, and he is good at making all the arrangements. I mean, he is detailed.
Yeah,
That's
but you have a travel agent too, right?
We do, yeah.
So
and
the
she's
travel agent does a lot of that work of setting stuff up, like wheelchairs and
and he has a really good relationship, a real good communication with our travel agent.
Yeah.
So we're doubly.
I've never talked to our travel agent. I don't think Marjorie has either. She just keeps emailing her back and forth and texting her and saying, we need this, we need that. And the woman said, we've got a car ready for you at the airport in Paris and blah, 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 blah. And everything, it's really kind of worth it to have a travel agent.
Oh, yeah, it is worth it. We got this one that we use all the time. Rick does a lot of the research himself because that's his hobby.
Yeah. But I mean, his research is on where you go, when you're going to go, maybe what kind of room you have, what you want, because you have to tell the agent what you want. They
Exactly.
just pull it up for you.
And also what the temperatures are going to be, because we went on the Danube, and so we were in Austria when there was a cold snap. It was really in the spring when we went, but man, it was in the 20s.
The spring sounds like it would be nice.
Yeah.
But if you get a what do you call it, a cold snap.
Oh, they're awful. I remember them, but it did ring home because they took us to one of the concentration camps, and I thought, I stood in that big yard, and I thought, I can't imagine standing in this for 10 minutes. I'm such a wuss. It would be so cold. I would just.
Yeah, but don't worry, you're not a Jew.
That's right.
So,
And I'm watching this Spielberg produced documentary about the Jews. A lot of it was they were, propagandized. Get on this. Oh, we're going to take you to somewhere safe, and then they get on and find their cattle.
Well, I have this friend. I did an interview with him who was in a concentration camp.
Yeah.
And in fact, met Mengele.
No, really?
Mengele saved his life.
How's it? Because he was a doctor.
Okay, if he was seeing the kids, young kids, and he was a young kid at the time, and he was checking them out and everything. And he does this with him on his cheeks and says, "You're such a sweet boy," And he said, how old are you? And he lied because he didn't want to say he was 12, because if he was 12, they'd kill you.
Yeah.
You just weren't any good to them. So he said, I'm 14. And they said, fine. He said, go over there. If he had said, go over there, he was going to the gas chamber. If he was going over there, he's going to a work detail.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes,
Mengele saved his life.
isn't that an irony? Wow. And Sophie's Choice, I finally watched for the first time, old movie with Meryl Streep about that.
Yeah.
And it was, you didn't know what the consequences of your choices were going to be.
Yeah.
You had to imagine them and do your best guess.
And you had to make those decisions with the absence of any kind of information.
That's it. That's what I mean. None.
Well, her choice was she had to choose which child she wanted to keep. Yeah.
Right. And I think she sent the boy because her rationale was he would have a better chance of survival than her little girl who was, she was a top.
It's a horrible thing. The only thing worse is Donald Trump. Anyway.
Yeah. Hey, wasn't it nice, his little stunt? Like people who pay X amount for plate for these dinners in town halls want to see him jam.
Well, it was sing along with Donald.
I know.
I mean,
it's just like,
we'll just go over a little bit here because we're in sync today, folks, and nothing's going bad. Yeah, that was insane. Sing along with Donald,
Yeah,
so,
was it?
And he jerks off two people with one. It's his jerking off two people thing.
Was he twerking or jerking? Who cares? Because I mean.
Anyway, I have to get out of here because I'm going to PT. I'm going to physical therapy.
And you're so looking forward to it.
Yeah, Sylvester the cat is going to physical therapy.
Well, it's good that you're being diligent about it.
And I'll see you well, we tape these every couple of weeks. I'll see you in a couple of weeks or next week on the program.
Super.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's her nibs, Miss Lori Thompson. Thank you, Lori.
My pleasure, baby.
Bye, darling.
Now, in its 11th year, this is Gabnet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
I see what the problem is. See, I did something here. Okay, now we're okay. All right. Hello, everybody. That was Lori Thompson. I'll do it over again. That was Lori Thompson, and it was me talking, and you couldn't hear me because I have a button I push here when I want to mute myself, and then when I come back on, I unmute myself. But I don't unmute myself because I'm not even going to explain it anymore. I'm so out of it. Screwed up the whole opening. If you may have noticed tonight, had a new opening. We had to go to year 11, and as long as we did that, I changed the video on that. And so at the very beginning, this is the way the show looked at the very beginning. Look, it isn't that doctor anymore. It's a animation that looks like me. Look, watch this.
Now, in its 11th year, this is Gabnet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Yeah, that's me. Well, that's not me. It looks kind of a little like me, enough so that we'll buy that. Okay, all right, okay. Anyway, I think it's time to bring in what people there are here. There's just a handful of them. We got let's see here, Charlie Wallace and Jeff is here, and Ray is here. Hello, Ray. How are you? Well. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Hello.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Okay, hi. Hello to, where are you, Charlie?
I'm at another location.
You're at another location.
Yes.
Girlfriends.
Oh, okay. All right. So, wait a minute. Hold on a second. I got to do a little raising of some audio here. Wait a minute. Nah, that's not it. Where are we going here? There we go. And I'll bring this up a little bit, and we'll be fine. Okay. There we go. Can you hear me? Let me see here. I wonder if we're doing okay now. Yeah, we're doing okay. Talk to me, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
Howdy
Okay.
doody.
Okay, there we go.
I'm awake.
What do you got? The Greenland?
Greenland.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
we go.
Go Greenland.
Yeah, go Greenland. Oh boy. I don't know.
I'll get rid of Greenland.
I'm
too.
exhausted of the whole thing. You
Yeah.
know, I'm just exhausted.
Me too. I can't stand it anymore.
It gets every day more shit.
Yeah. How much money have you
Yeah,
lost?
good show.
How much money? Every day I figure, eventually this thing is going to burn itself out and it's going to turn the other way, right? Well, maybe it's not going to. I mean, we're all sitting here having lost about $50,000 or something like that because of this creep, this asshole. Anyway, here, let me put on my
Like
people
Frank
here.
Zappa said, politics is the entertainment wing of the industrial complex.
Really?
Yeah,
I
he
heard
said
a
that.
great one today. You know who Thomas Friedman is? He writes for
Yeah.
the New York Times. He said, if you wait a minute, hold on a second. What is it? If you hire clowns, you're going to get a circus.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
we
for
hired a
sure.
clown.
That's good.
Clown show.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, it's
Show wear clown wigs.
yeah. I wish we could sit here and laugh it all off, but it's horrible. And the man won't admit he's wrong.
No.
He doesn't go, "Oh boy, did I make a mistake? Boy, I'm sorry, America. I made a mistake, but I'll do right by you." That's all he has to do. You know,
You can't ever admit wrongdoing.
you can't ever admit wrongdoing.
I heard 70 to 90% of those people in El Salvador in that prison are there without having any reason to be there.
I think I heard 98%.
Yeah.
Yeah. That none of them were vetted. None of them were, looked into as to whether they were that bad.
So we're just like Hitler's Germany now.
Well,
Everyone was-
I'll tell you what I hate. This guy they got down there that's a family man. He's been here in this country 15 years. He's never committed a single crime. Yes, he came into this country illegally, but then he married an American. Okay, so he's a legal citizen, all right? Here and all that other crap, all right? They keep saying, "Oh, he's the worst of the worst."
Yeah.
You know.
They're making it up.
Yeah, he had a tattoo and everything. He was the worst of the worst. Listen, the guy never had even a single felony against him. I know a president that has one,
Yep.
37, right?
a 37 actually. Yeah, you're right. There were 37 of them.
And he also is civilly liable rapist.
Yes, you're right. You're right. Yeah. But he's everything that. Why don't we throw him down there in that prison?
Yeah, he
should be
go.
there.
Yeah, should do it. Should do it. You know.
Well, the U.S. Marshals at this point are supposed to go in there and arrest him, but they're not doing anything. I heard that they're actually employees of the Justice Department, so that ain't going to happen.
Well, the fact is that this judge is at wit's end. He doesn't know what to do. You know, he has said that he would like to hold the government in contempt because I guess he can't call him in contempt or throw him in jail because the Supreme Court made it impossible to do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
He can do anything he wants.
But I mean, the Supreme Court in a 9-0 decision decided they should have to bring this person back,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he isn't doing anything about it.
Nope.
You know? I mean, I think he believes he's immune.
Well, he is. The Supreme
is at
Court
this
says
point.
he is.
Yeah.
It's called the king.
Yeah. Well, if he thinks he's immune, I mean, there's got to be something we can do to him. You know? I mean, he's clearly the government's breaking the law. judge has been telling them, return this guy. And then you have the Supreme Court do it. So, I mean, come on. It's,
Return to sender.
huh? Return to
Return to
sender.
sender.
Yeah, right.
Address is home.
Yeah, right. Anyway,
Well,
I just,
It's a travesty.
oh, God, my eyes are tearing tonight.
Well, I think I heard that the guy from Pennsylvania, or I think it was Delaware.
I can't remember what it was. Wherever the guy's from, okay, the senator
I
from
think
that
it's
state
Delaware.
went down to El
So he
Salvador.
went there to.
Yeah, and they
pick
won't
up
let him in the.
himself.
They won't let him in the prison.
Oh, the Democratic congressman you're talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah. They wouldn't let him. He isn't. I don't think he's a congressman. I think he's a senator.
Oh, he's a senator. Okay.
Yeah. And he went down there, and they won't let him see the guy.
He's probably dead.
And the head of the country, okay, whatever his name is,
President.
at the White House the other day when they asked him about it, said, "Well, there's nothing I can do about it." Wait a minute, you're the president of the goddamn country. You can do anything you want. You know? And then they asked Trump what he was going to do. He says, "Nothing I can do." What? Who? These are absolute assholes, okay?
Yeah.
These are the worst kind of human beings possible. You know?
They are. Trump is trying to push it and see how far he can go.
Well, he's getting away with it,
Absolutely.
you know?
So he has an ad on TV, and it says, if you're a person, and if you if you go away out of the country by yourself, we might eventually bring you back.
Yeah, that's the Christie Nomad.
The Christie
But if you
Nomad.
don't do that, we'll get you.
Yeah, that's
and
the Christie
you'll never come
Nomad.
back.
What she says on there is that if you're here illegally and you self-deport yourself, it will give you you might have a chance of coming back, but if you don't, we'll never let you back in.
Every time I see that commercial, I feel like I'm in North Korea.
Let me see here. Let's look at our country right now, okay? The press has lost all freedoms in this country, okay? We're arresting people and sending them down to a foreign country to a jail, and they've not been found guilty of anything, all right? What other things are happening now that we can talk about? When you look at all of it, you want to deport me? Fine, I'd be happy to leave. What kind of shit show is this that I'm living in, that I signed up for, you know?
They're trying to get rid of Medicare and everything.
Yeah.
They're firing people in the
The medical
FBI,
schools.
CIA, IRS,
Yeah.
National Park Service.
Yep.
People in universities. Get
Yep.
out
Yeah,
of there.
trying to control the educational system from our best universities,
Yep.
just like Mao Zedong.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, I don't know what to say, you know, I mean, but I mean, it certainly isn't. I mean, I don't know why anybody would want to come here. Doesn't make sense to me.
Well, immigration's gone way down because of it.
Yeah.
Well,
And
they
no one's
say-
coming here on vacation
Yeah,
anymore.
tourism's way down.
Tourism's way down.
Well, they say nobody's coming over the border anymore, but nobody's also coming to the country anymore.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, maybe the reasons are similar.
Yeah.
I'm going on vacation. I don't know, what, 6 months or something into Europe,
Yeah.
to France, I think. And a friend of mine says, don't bring your cell phone.
Why?
Particularly if your cell phone has any crappy things about Trump.
What do you mean?
They'll check it and they'll kick you out. Say, and don't want him back.
Wait a minute, you're an American. Come on.
I know that.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, I just
Just
go.
make sure you take anything off of Facebook or whatever that's not.
No,
very
I just say, good. You want to kick me out? Terrific. I'm happy to leave. You know,
Yeah.
just let me go back in and get my stuff. You know.
Nope.
That may or may not happen, though.
There's
Yeah.
a really good chance my wife and I are moving to France, by the way.
Well, don't you have some kind of French citizenship or something?
All my wife and kids all do. So I can tag along legally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In France.
Can't blame
right?
you, Ray.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
We
I
can
mean,
go-
we're thinking about Portugal. We're thinking about Spain. You know,
Portugal's great.
that's what I've been told.
I have a friend who moved there about 15 years ago. He loves it.
And
Lives in
they
Lisbon.
pretty much accept you over there. You don't have
Oh,
to,
yeah.
you know, they let you stay. Especially
Yeah.
if you're senior citizens are letting in like crazy.
Yeah, that's what he is. So, and they love it.
Yeah.
It's great.
You're
They have
gonna
a
come-
beautiful apartment in Lisbon. Great medical care, everything. People are super nice.
Yeah.
It's just a great country.
You gonna come visit us, Alan?
Absolutely. You know, you're paying, I'll be there.
I'm not paying.
Oh, I see. You invite me, but I got to pay my own way. Huh?
Yeah, you have to pay for the trip. Yeah,
Okay.
but we'll have a room for you. Okay.
Okay. That's good.
You'll keep the light on for him, right?
Where
Yeah,
did you
right.
say you were going to be in Guantanamo Bay? Where?
Well, yeah, right.
We can go to Israel.
huh?
Remember? All you Jews here can go to Israel.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be caught dead in Israel.
no, neither would I at this point.
You know,
No
and those
way.
are two Jews who do not want to be in Israel. Okay. You know.
Well, about half the people or more in Israel are against the war in Gaza.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, you have a prime minister there
Who's as bad as Trump.
who's as bad as Trump and is keeping his trying to keep the war going as long as possible, so that he doesn't get found culpable for certain crimes, which he's standing by for, but he doesn't have to stand trial for right now, because there's a war going on.
The other thing about Netanyahu is apparently he has a really high IQ. Like he's super smart.
Yeah,
Evil.
Unlike
but
Trump.
smart.
yeah, but evil can have a high IQ.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Charlie, you say you're an undisclosed location.
Yes.
Why is it undisclosed?
He's in the
It's
CIA.
complicated. If you look on Facebook, it's complicated.
Wait a minute. Really?
Sounded pretty simple to me.
Yeah, it sounded that way to me too. He sounds like he's got a cold too.
You guys
Yeah.
you guys all follow Charlie on Facebook?
No.
No, on the
Intersection.
on the-
yeah.
yeah, the one you didn't want to be on, where
Right,
we
the
send
intersection
messages all
group
day.
chat.
The group chat.
Oh, the group chat. Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah.
Didn't wanna be
Well,
on.
so maybe you
text
can
chat.
tell us, Ray, what he says.
Well, no, I don't think I'm supposed to.
Well, if he published the thing to other people,
I just published that I'm in a relationship. That's all I said.
you're
It's
in a
complicated.
relate. Oh, well, that's what I figured. I figured you were like sleeping over somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. You cheap slut.
And you got a cold over this, huh?
Yeah. Well, new germs and whatever. So.
Not getting enough sleep.
But see, I got that cold. Remember the cold I got last week?
Yeah.
And then the cold turned into bronchitis.
Thanks. I'll appreciate that when I get bronchitis next week.
Yeah, yeah. Just get ready for it, you know. But anyway, so I'm glad. Is this a new relationship thing? It's sorry.
Yes, and I was completely out of the blue. I just, I had given up.
Well, isn't
Was he
that
in line at
nice?
Safeway or something?
Isn't that nice?
You didn't get the wedding invite, Alex, that we all got?
No,
You'll all get an invite if it happens.
Okay.
How did you meet this? I assume woman.
Is it okay
I
to say
assume.
that?
Well, you assume woman. I see.
No clues. No. Well, Amy knows I've been on online dating for a while.
Oh, online dating.
Yeah.
Oh, you did one of those things.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ava works at
they
75.
never work out. That's where I met Marjorie.
And y'all have only been together 18 years or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I met her on J-Date, and every month we get a check from J-Date not to say that.
Why? Why would they not want you to say it? Advertisement, you know?
Well, there's a thing called humor, and it's a joke. and in case it was lost by you, shall I explain it?
I got it. You're not the poster children.
Hmm? No.
You're not the proper poster children,
No.
Okay. Okay.
right?
My sister got it.
Hmm?
Got one, and they're not going to get married, but they're
Going to get divorced?
Live in sin.
no, they got ring. What do you call it?
A ring? Yeah.
Yeah,
Engagement
Friendship ring.
Well, I don't like that thing where they call it a friendship ring. It can be called a something ring, but you're not in a friendship. Hey, pal, want to go screw? What,
A friends with benefit ring.
a friends with benefit ring. There, that's good. That's good. No, I mean, you don't have to get, no, not as many people are getting married anymore. They just live with each other and
They're smart.
they sign certain agreements that,
that's what they did.
yeah.
Hey, in France, 70% of the kids in France are born outside of marriage.
Right.
Good for
Okay.
them.
Get married after they have kids, and then the kids are older, they get married.
And we thought it was bad in Oakland.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah. You know, a lot of kids in Oakland are married out of wedlock where the parents.
Well, then what you say out of wedlock? That's such
No,
an
but it's
old
not like
term.
it's-
It's like that's an old term.
out of wedlock. The
You know.
lock of the wedding.
Well, so you're a little bastard, eh?
That's old too.
Yeah.
You bastard.
Yeah. Gee, we're getting a bunch of strange names trying to get on here tonight.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh God.
Oh, gee, now they have I have 3 of them. Yeah.
Well, let's spice it up a little bit. Let them in.
That makes
Oh
them
boy.
raise-
What
makes them
what I'd have to
raise-
do is go to my face and then turn down the audio and stuff, but there's a Sarah H, there's a Dane Leslick. And
Leslick.
Sarah's MacBook Pro.
That might be real, no?
I doubt
Who
if
do you know
that's
named
real.
Sarah on this show.
Hmm?
Nobody. Who do you know named Sarah on the show?
We don't. We've never
Yeah,
had
right.
we've never had a Sarah. No.
That's
Sarah.
right.
And,
If it's a
and-
woman, it's
and-
probably not real anyway.
No, I would do it, but I'd take the chance. But I don't want to waste my time with it. Then I got to shut them off, and I got move the camera over. You want me to get Sarah at least and see who she is?
I'm having a hankering for something disgusting.
Well, get ready for it, pal.
Go into your bedroom.
Here we go. Here's me in my picture, and now I'm going to admit one person here. Watch what happens. You're going to love this, guys.
God, no!
You're going to
please.
love this. And I may have to turn down the audio too.
There
'cause-
goes your monetization.
Yeah. Well, the person doesn't. The person is trying to join. No, they can't join. Well, okay. That Sarah isn't joining. Okay, so we will cancel Sarah. Remove. How do I remove it? There's no way to remove it. Oh well. Okay.
My
Well,
daughter's named Sarah.
what?
My daughter is named Sarah.
Hmm?
Well, maybe it's her.
Maybe it's
Well,
her.
Could be. But
Yeah, I think she's asleep at this.
yeah, but this is not even. Well, let me see here. Can I get rid of the participants and still have you guys there? I think so. If I get rid of you, if I accidentally lose you, oh, there she goes. She disappeared. Okay, so here is Sarah's MacBook Pro. Okay, let's see what we get here. Oh, here we go.
Oh my God.
Here comes Sarah's MacBook Pro. And is that you, Sarah? Sarah, is that you? She's not.
She's muted. You're muted, Sarah.
Sarah, can you hear us?
Looks like she's in Russia or something.
Well,
There's like Russian wallpaper.
well, I guess we'll have to get rid of her. Because she.
I think it's fake. I think it's like a video, a tape or something.
I think so too.
You think so?
Yeah, and the real show's coming in a second.
Yeah.
gonna be
Let me
naked
see
pretty
here,
soon.
and then I'm going to go put in waiting room. There we go.
She's fake.
She looked a little young too.
Yeah,
She's fake.
she looked a little young. Okay, let's go back to us
Sorry,
here.
Ray, you can't do her.
That's all right.
Yeah.
She was in Russia anyway. Did you see that wallpaper?
Well, it's
It
right
was either
there.
that or Tony's house.
What's
Yeah,
it?
right. I was just gonna say it's Tony's upstairs neighbor.
Yeah, who knows? Anyway, let me go remove here. Let me go remove. No, I won't report it to
Definitely
Zoom.
don't let Leslick in.
Yeah.
Don't let Leslie in.
No. Well, I don't know. Maybe.
No, remove. I'll remove Leslie. There they go.
How can you be so obvious?
Yes, Leslie.
That's really gonna work.
Dane Leslie. Oh well. No, the other night we had a real deal happen. With I saw somebody and it said, it just looked innocent enough, so I let it on. Well, guess what? It was some guy, and he, put his stuff on, and it's always a gay thing. It's never, if you could at least give us some hot women doing some hot stuff, maybe
Absolutely.
we at
Then we'll
least
put it
wouldn't
on
feel
more
guilty about it. But I'm sorry, I don't think there's anybody here right now who's gay.
That's why they do it. They're going for the shock
Although we
value.
suspected Charlie until tonight.
Yeah.
so-
But we still don't know really for sure.
Huh?
Well, we've
For
never
sure,
seen your
for-
wife either, Ray.
Yeah, that's true. We've never seen.
Oh,
your
you've
wife.
seen her. She's walked in here.
And you live in the Bay Area, so you got to be careful.
She's real.
Well, Marjorie is just AI.
She's a bot.
Not with her attitude.
By the way, did you see Linda McMahon?
Oh yes.
Linda McMahon was giving a speech, and she talked about, and all the schools today are going to have A1. What? They're all serving steak sauce.
A1.
A1, and she did it twice, 3 times.
Yeah.
And it just kept referring to it as A1. I'm sure that will never happen
She's the
again.
new Secretary of Education, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, it could be the Secretary of Stupidity at that rate.
No. Trump's got that.
Yeah, right. Well, is Trump stupid? I'm trying to figure that out.
Well, he's stupid, but he's a good con man. That's for freaking sure.
He's got street smarts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not street smart. There's something even more evil than that.
Really?
Yeah.
He's, I don't know.
Well, I'd hate to write him as off as stupid, because then I'm going to let him get away with too much stuff. Well, he can do that. He's stupid,
I don't know. Who the hell knows? He aced those cognitive tests every time.
However, when they first asked him about it, he said, yes, I took the cognitive test, but I can't remember what they were about. Well, that's part of the job of taking a cognitive test. No, I don't. What?
Woman, man, woman, banana, toaster. No, I can't even remember what they were.
Are they always the same?
I can't remember the words that he said. It was funny.
So here in the news, ICE agents smash car window, seizing Guadalajara.
Guadalajaran?
Yeah, man, thank you. Who's seeking asylum? Family says, "Hey, you're illegal. They can take you."
Well,
Sorry.
I think that's got to stop. I think somewhere along the line, Congress has got to do something about this.
What?
There are some Republicans are getting a little worried about all of this,
Yeah, because they want to continue, like in 2026, they want to keep their jobs.
But more
They're gonna
than, huh?
Yeah, they want to keep their jobs, and if the economy keeps crashing, all the Republicans will be voted out of office.
Yeah.
If there's an election,
If there's an election, yes.
he'll call a state of emergency before and then call martial law, and then we won't have one.
He can do that.
He'll do something to cause it.
Well, my question is, by the time he's ready to take that third term, how old is he going to be? 83?
Yep.
Oh, look how far gone he is already.
Yep.
What do you think he's going to be like then? So I don't know if he's going to be capable of doing it.
How's he
He's
gonna
pretty
do a third
fat
term?
these days.
Huh?
He's pretty fat.
Oh, he's only 215 pounds.
No, it's
Yeah,
200.
he's
Hey, 224. Yeah. How many here believe he could possibly be 224? Thank you.
I heard he's actually 280 something.
Really?
Yeah.
He must have lost some weight.
Well, wait a minute. Let me
That's
ask the end all of resources here. Echo, how much does Donald Trump weigh?
Donald Trump weighs 236 pounds and is 6 feet 3 inches tall.
Yeah, sure, he's 6 feet 3 inches tall. He is not.
6 feet 3 inches tall. I believe that. Okay, but they say he's 236. At that height, he would look much better. Okay.
Yeah. What's his name? Helmsworth. He's 6'3" and 215 pounds, and he doesn't look anything like Donald Trump.
No.
Is that the football player?
No, he
movie
plays
actor.
Thor or something.
There's my bronchitis. You hear it? No. But I'm better today than I was yesterday. So.
What size belt does he wear?
Ha ha ha.
He always has his suit unbuttoned, so you can't see how fat he is. But then when you see
Yep.
him play golf,
well, here's
you
a
know
better
he weighs
question.
more than 224 pounds.
Echo, what is Donald Trump's waist size?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
It's astronomical.
How big is his penis?
Okay, that's a good question. Echo, how big is Donald Trump's penis?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Okay, she doesn't know how to help me with that.
Melania says the same thing.
Yeah, right. She can't get an answer to that question either, but she doesn't want to find out.
Well, it's mushroom shaped. Stormy Daniels. said.
And she said it was small.
Small little mushroom thing.
It obviously works because they had 18 years ago or 19 years ago, they had Barron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't Barron from Melania? I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, and then right after she gave birth to him, he was out screwing Stormy.
Yep.
You know.
That's fine.
Oh, Trump was out screwing. I get it. I was thinking you were talking about Barron. I was like, he's kind of young to be.
No, I'm not Barron. Have you seen how tall that kid is?
That
Yeah.
guy's a giant.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute, hold on a second. She'll know the answer to this. Echo, how tall is Barron Trump?
6'7".
Echo, how tall is Barron Trump?
Donald Trump is 6 feet 9 inches tall.
6 feet 9 inches tall.
6'9". Yeah.
Why isn't he in the NBA, man?
Well, I feel sorry for a kid like that because when he goes to school, they immediately put him on the basketball team.
Yeah.
And I knew guys who were like 6'7", 6'8", right in school, who didn't want to play basketball, and they were almost forced to. Of course, their parents wanted them to play basketball because then they could go get a scholarship and go to some university.
You could play volleyball.
Yeah. Yep. Hold on a second. I got to blow my nose, so I'm going to.
Whoa.
And I sneezed on top of it.
Oh boy.
Very nice.
We now have a thing
So
around.
weird without the sound.
Yeah.
We have a whole thing going on here in the Bennett household. Whenever today, do you know what the pollen count was today here? 11.8.
Wow.
Okay, so no wonder I'm sneezing. All right,
But that shouldn't be that in your house. You got a bad leak somewhere or air coming into the house?
I don't know.
Oh,
You want to
okay.
come look for me?
No, I wouldn't know how to find it.
All I know is that my eyes are tearing and I'm sneezing. But anyway, when I start sneezing, Marjorie starts counting how many times I sneeze. What do you think my average sneeze count is?
You mean
Three.
like in a row?
Yeah,
3.
five.
6.
Five.
5.
5?
And
Wow.
I today I beat my record, 9.
9. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But usually I don't get it. I try to get to 9, but I never make it. So. But anyway, I know that's
a
all
goal.
interesting to you folks out there. How many people are watching? Let me see here. Let me see. Oh, here we are. Didn't turn that on. There we go. 32 people are watching right now. It's not a lot.
What do
But-
we need to do to get more people to watch? Talk about
Probably let some of those people on with the porn.
that would do it. Talk about our prostates.
And the trouble is, let's go to the part. The trouble is, Ray, is all those people, or it's all gay porn.
Yeah.
Or, guys masturbating, some guy taking a dump. I mean, it's gross.
Well,
we
they
don't want
had a big guy with a huge thingy jerking off.
Right.
That's what we saw the other night.
That's right. And that was Friday night or Thursday night.
Wasn't that exciting?
for some.
Not to me. Didn't do a thing.
Yeah, no, it's kind of
For
big.
some, it may be.
What?
For some, it may be,
Yeah.
but
So
not me.
anyway, but otherwise, we're
What I don't get is all this spamming. They're always using the guy that's jacking off. Almost is always black.
it's always the same. No, it's the same clip, and it's probably the same
Yeah.
person calling us.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think part of the problem with, I think you're right. I think it's the same clip. I think they just want to blame the blacks for everything.
They want to blame what?
The blacks for everything. Actually, I think they can't find a white man with a big enough dick like that.
Well, actually, they have a video of a white guy at the beginning. At least the picture that comes on is a white guy, but I don't think that's him either.
That
Okay.
looks like Tony.
Today,
wanna do
I
it for
got to
the
tell you what
shock
happened
value.
today. I got to tell you what happened today. I go to sign on to Zoom because I want to,
They had an outage today.
boy, did they. But
Wow.
when you get an outage like that, and I go to Zoom and it says, we can't sign on because we can't get a signal from your computer. Well, that's not exactly what's going on. What's going on is we can't receive a signal from your computer because we're down or something. They never will admit it. And so the
They did
first thing,
today.
what's the first thing you do when something goes down like that? You blame yourself. And then you have to eliminate all the possibilities before you determine it's not you, it's them. And then finally online, somebody puts up that, Zoom was down. And that makes me a little mad. And I'll tell you why it makes me mad. Because let me have somebody like that person did the other night call me up and, what they call Zoom bomb me. And they then say, well, it's your fault because you put out your address publicly. And I'm going, well, how are people supposed to call me? Isn't it your job to find a way that I could then, if somebody does that, I can click on it and I can remove them so that they will never be able to get onto my site? They don't have anything like that on Zoom. So why is it my fault? It's your fault. And, you went down today. God, somehow you should have found a way to immediately let people that know that your service was down. But it took
no service. You can't let people know.
But it took what?
If they have no service, how are they going to let you know?
Well, they can go online to other sites. They can go onto their Facebook. They have a Facebook page. They have this page. They have that page, and they can say, "We're having troubles if you can't get us today." Okay.
You can look at Down Detector and see it.
Well, no, I looked at Down Detector and didn't say it was down.
Well, I had a Zoom meeting with my doctor this morning and we couldn't get through. We had to use just voice telephone. So.
Wow, what's that like?
But yeah, really, what's that like? The president of Zoom. I heard the news coming back from my running around today, and the president of Zoom said some bad actors wanted to take credit for it, but it wasn't that. It was our fault. It was a software glitch or something like that. It just kind of.
I heard it was some guy running videos of a black guy jerking off.
Probably.
Yeah.
How's Alan?
And then Phil Myers' face.
Oh, by the way, they're the same
Was
as
a bad actor.
They're the
Keanu
same.
Reeves?
By the way, they're the same as Trump because they will never admit when it's their fault. They don't want to admit when it's their fault.
Trump and Zoom are one.
Did they tell you in that report what was wrong with Zoom? Where the problem was?
No.
Who did it?
They just said it was nationwide.
It was great. We know that.
Yeah, I know. Well, I know that. And I'm on the West Coast. You're on the East Coast. Neither one of us could get on.
And this thing lasted for about 4 hours. This wasn't a small, momentary glitch.
Yeah, they said nobody cracked us. Nobody broke into us. It was a software glitch on our side. Okay.
Well, I don't buy that. And I'll tell you why I don't buy it. Because they've been up how long and never had that kind of glitch.
Well, sometimes companies do updates and they think the update's going to work and they don't test it well enough offline. They flip the switch, so to speak.
And all the time I have used Zoom, they have never gone down. Well, they may have, and I just wasn't trying to use them at the time. But I don't think they've ever gone down. But they won't admit that it's their fault.
Wow.
None of these companies ever admit it's their fault.
Yeah.
Oh, it was an equipment failure. Oh, it wasn't yours? It was an equipment failure? Yeah. That's what she said. Anyway, So, anybody see any good television lately?
Oh, the new season of Handmaid's Tale is great.
Marjorie won't watch it.
Why?
Because she said she read the book, and it ended where the last season ended in the book.
That's true. Yeah.
And that she didn't want to see something that's cobbled together to make another season.
Yeah, but it's really good.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it as good as White Lotus?
Better.
I'm saying that
better.
I'm saying that sarcastically.
Yes. Did you see the Saturday Night Live skit where they were
Yeah.
making fun of the girl's teeth?
Yes.
That was the best.
The actress feels very bad about that.
I know she does. She needs to mellow out, for God's sake.
Well, the fact is they would have never paid attention to her if she didn't have those teeth.
Well, she's cute as hell anyway, so who cares?
Yeah. Yeah.
The teeth kind of make her cute for some reason.
According to
can't
Tech
figure out why.
Radar, Spotify was out too.
Yeah, Spotify was out today too.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at Tech Radar here.
Trump's fault.
Did they admit their mistake?
No, of course not.
Of course not.
Well, so Zoom says that the domain was down, not available due to a server blocked by GoDaddy registry.
Wait a minute.
They got to have multiple servers, though. That doesn't.
They don't
You would
use.
expect.
Believe me, Zoom does not use GoDaddy.
No, they have their own.
I don't know.
That's just a
It's
bullshit
what they're
thing.
It's what they're posting. They posted it on X too. Like that's reliable.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Does
just.
GoDaddy have a corporate wing where they work with corporations? I wonder.
Well, the GoDaddy is a pretty much if you want to have a website, you go to. My website's GoDaddy.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah.
You know.
And you told us you had a problem with it one time or something like that.
Well, occasionally GoDaddy will go down.
Yeah.
You know, but I seriously doubt Zoom is using GoDaddy as their server, because if they did, to begin with, I don't think they'd want to give up the kind of money they'd have to pay GoDaddy to do that.
Yeah.
Then they can do it themselves.
Go down, Daddy.
Go down, Daddy.
That's what down detector's for.
Yeah. Down detector isn't always right.
No, it isn't.
It sometimes tries to go to the site, but it may have gone to another site to go look for GoDaddy. You see, I mean not for GoDaddy, but what am I saying? Zoom. So anyway, you know, it was, and it was a pain in the ass. It was just a pain in the ass because I'm sitting here and I'm going, I didn't ask for this, you know, and I don't know whether it's me or them, whether there's something wrong on my side, that I flipped something wrong or something, and that I was having a problem with it, and that it's me. And you always blame yourself first. It's inevitable. So, anyway. So the only good TV. So the good TV show you watched was *Handmaid's Tale*. I'll tell Marjorie that.
I'm loving it.
I don't know if she's going to believe you. I didn't watch most of that show. You know.
It's really good.
You know.
I like that show, Happy Face.
Oh, I've been watching that.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I love it.
What is this happy face?
It's about this happy face killer. Yeah, always use a happy face in his notes to the police when he killed somebody.
Oh, nice. Where's that at?
Yeah,
That's
but
How
on,
about though?
Paramount
it's
Prime,
more
I think,
it's
or-
more
okay.
about his daughter,
Yeah,
Happy Face's daughter,
yeah,
who he gets caught now. She's pretty well known as the daughter of the Happy Face killer,
yeah.
and it's pretty good. You know, it was based on a podcast.
Yeah.
And what
I'm
else?
gonna have
There's
to watch
something else on that I'm watching that was based on a podcast. You know, so
I'm watching Dexter Original Sin too. That's really good.
boy, you're watching all the stuff I'm not watching.
Must
Oh,
be nice
okay.
to retire and have all this time.
Well, I have to admit a show I've come to like a
Family
lot.
Feud.
No. Matlock.
Yes, I like that too.
Oh, Kathy Bates.
Kathy
Anything she
Bates.
does is great.
Yeah. She's not really Matlock, but she is Matlock. She calls herself Maddie Matlock because,
Yeah.
you know, she was a fan of the show.
She's the best.
And she's a lawyer, and she's an old lawyer, and she says she uses her age to her advantage because everybody thinks she's dumb. You know, she's old and she's incompetent and so on. And then she goes in and aces them every time because she's smarter than they are. And there's a subplot going where her daughter died of an overdose from opioids. And somebody at this legal firm that she got herself into was responsible for hiding the fact that those drugs were that dangerous. And that, and so she's trying to find out who that is. So that's the kind of the subplot, but then in the middle of it all, she also solves, you know, cases and things like that. But I like it. because I like her. And then I got to tell you, the last episode of 1923 was sensational, wasn't
I
it?
want to watch that. I want to watch that show.
Oh,
What a great cast!
But you haven't
I
seen the
love
show?
Helen Mirren.
No, I need to watch it.
It's a great show. It turns out in the end to be a great love story.
Okay.
And it's I won't tell you what it's about, but it's part of that Yellowstone storyline. And Helen Mirren is such a treasure. She's just so good. And he being Indiana
Ford.
Jones, huh?
Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford, in his old age, has become a pretty damn good actor.
Yeah.
And I think what happens is, he had the kind of career where it started out with Star Wars, and then he played Indiana Jones. Before you know it, he's doing one, what could we call it, superhero show, movie after another, And what happens is you suddenly find you're having to do all that because that's where the money is. They're throwing money at you. Here, be a president on an airplane that gets hijacked. We'll pay $100 million to do it. Okay, I'll do this one too. And by the time you're 80, you finally gotten to the point in your career where nobody wants you to do that stuff anymore. But now you've got the freedom to do whatever you want and the freedom to try and act for a change. And it looks like in all the parts he's taking, whether it's Shrinking, which is on Apple Plus, which is a terrific show, or whether it's 1923, he is just sensational. Now Helen Mirren's on another show on CBS
Mobland or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to watch that one too.
Yeah, on what do you call it? Plus?
Prime.
Paramount Plus. Paramount
Paramount
Plus.
Plus.
Oh,
Paramount Plus has a lot of
Yeah,
good
this
stuff.
show called Mob. What's it called?
Mobland.
Mobland, yeah.
Mobland. And she plays the mob wife on that show. So for 1 week at least, she was on two shows, one right after the other.
And Pierce Brosnan's on that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's good. I like him.
Again, it looks like he's having a great time.
Yeah.
That when they get older, they can just do anything they damn please. And
There's a really funny Jeep commercial out right now with Harrison Ford in it.
Yeah.
It's really good. And he says at the end, he goes, "The Jeep's the greatest, even though my name is Ford." It's really good.
But he's turned into kind of a treasure, And Helen Mirren, I mean, come on, they don't get better than that. And the older she gets, the better she gets.
Yeah.
Oh man, you ever seen her in the movies when she was really young?
Oh, she was hot.
Yeah.
She was hot.
Oh man, she's gorgeous.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely gorgeous and hot.
Totally.
But that show, and what other show? Is there any other show we're watching? Watch a show called Surface on Apple Plus, which is
how is that?
pretty good. Pretty good. It's a strange little show. You've got to start with the first season because if you go into the second season without knowing what went on in the first season, it doesn't make a lot of sense, But that's a good show. And
Did you see Severance on Apple?
I'm not watching it yet, and I don't know why I watched the first year of it, and that's maybe the reason I'm not watching it.
Oh, I loved it.
I didn't like the first year that much.
Oh, okay.
But I hear the second year is sensational.
Yeah, it's great.
Great.
Yeah.
But there's so much stuff on that I can't get around to all of it.
I know, and it's like everyone's watching something different, so it's hard to talk about anything because you don't know what the other people are watching.
Marjorie and I, like on a given day, go, well, what haven't we watched? Well, here's what we haven't watched. And then we start watching it, and by the end of the day, we've spent 4 or 5 hours watching shows because we got to catch up on everything that we have to catch up on. So it makes life kind of.
Hey, it's a job.
Huh? Yeah.
How many people are watching? How many people are watching?
Right now, 35.
All right.
You know,
Uh-huh.
that doesn't mean that at the end of the day, this episode won't get out to several hundred, you know.
Right.
Like our Monday shows sometimes go up around 500.
Wow.
I've even have them as high as 1,000. These shows don't get the same, I think, because of the time of day we're on.
Yep.
You know, I mean, I've been
Maybe
thinking
as the pop-up Monday show.
Hmm?
The Monday show gets more.
Monday show. Oh yeah,
Oh, okay.
far and away. You know, I'll go back after several weeks and look at the numbers on those, and they're huge. You know, and I think it's because of the time of day we do it too. You know,
Probably.
and a lot of people are waiting for it. A lot of people really love that show. They hate this one, but they love that one. You know. But
I got to be in the hospital to miss the Monday show.
you're going to be in the hospital?
No, I said I have to be in the hospital.
Oh, to
in
miss
order
the
to
Monday
miss the
show.
I
Yeah,
love it that
yeah.
much.
That's true with Alex too, because he could be dying and he won't miss the Monday show, but Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday there'll be a little blurb that he's not here for some reason or another.
Well, the problem that I had is that I missed how many Wednesdays in a row? 3 Wednesdays in a row, and I was going to miss today's if the Zoom didn't come back up. And I went, I want to be able to do a show tonight, so I could talk to you fine folks. Let me see here. We got about a minute left. Anybody have anything they want to plug?
I'd like to plug lots of different things.
Like what?
Really?
No, I don't know.
No, okay.
I'm just babbling.
What were you going to say, Jeff?
Sorry.
About Al's heart.
What?
Alan went to see his cardiologist.
Oh, yeah. He said it was fine.
Yeah, last week I said that there was high calcium and below 25% plaque, so they're not worried at all. It's not heart. They're now thinking maybe asthma, maybe allergic asthma. So
Yeah.
I see an allergist on Friday.
Yeah.
I'm having my gallbladder out in a couple of weeks.
Really?
Well,
Yeah.
oh wow.
You gonna sell it?
Hey, if you want to buy it, I'll sell it to you.
All right, good.
You can live without a gallbladder, right?
Yeah.
I'm
I've
gonna
lived
be.
without one for 40 years.
Oh,
think
really?
I
Okay.
had a gallbladder attack a couple weeks ago. I ended up in an ambulance to the hospital. It
Really?
was the most painful thing I've ever had in my life. They had to
Well,
give
you
me
should-
fentanyl and Dilaudid.
Really?
That is the truth.
Well, I'll be. Hey, that's our theme
Okay.
playing there. It's been kind of a nice little evening here, and I'm glad you all managed to join me. This has been fun as usual. Jeff, always good to hear from you. Or you're back in Connecticut, right?
I am in Florida right now.
You're in Florida again?
for 2 weeks, and then I'm out.
Then you're out of there, and then but you went to Connecticut for a couple of days, didn't you?
I had to go to a wedding, and then also Passover.
Passover. Yeah. Well, happy Passover, although it's over with now.
Thank you.
Passover is over.
No,
Charlie
not really.
Wallace,
Something
thank you so much
great.
for having been with us tonight. And Ray, as much as you can call us, the better, even when you don't have a gallbladder. Although I liked you better with the gallbladder, okay?
I still got it. I
Oh,
still
okay.
got it.
Okay, well, we'll enjoy it while you still have it.
Okay.
Okay, that's Ray. And Alan, thank you so much for calling tonight. I appreciate it. Everybody give a big wave goodbye, and I will give a big wave goodbye at you, okay? There they go, folks. That's our citizen panel for tonight. Let me just get rid of them. Amy is next. She's here with the intersection, and she'll be taking your calls on Zoom. And if you want to find out, if you want to get to her on Zoom, go to gabnet.net, and there's right at the bottom of the page, there's my name, and there's her name, the intersection. And I think, it says Amy Manuel. And then you click on that, and it'll take you right to her show, okay? If you want to call her, please call her. Please. Everybody, let's make this a big night for Amy. Tons of you. Call her. I'll see you again tomorrow night, same time, same station, life. In the meantime, as always, if you see her, of course, tell her I love her, all right? Good night, everybody.